All right, today we're going to be talking about dynamic warm-ups, why they're useful, why I do the movements I do slash did in this video, and a little bit about my workout. So in this video, you'll see me do about a 10-minute dynamic sports warm-up, and I do some pretty basic movements, walking quad stretch, need to chest pull. With those two movements, I really focus on those 2 minutes. One, to obviously stretch out my quads and my hips, but also to step on my tippy toes. When you pull up, you step on your tippy toes, and it kind of wakes my ankles up a little bit, breaks up any lactic acid in them, gets them moving. Usually do squat holds before I squat or work out or anything, but I decided to change it up a little bit. I also did sky jump, also just for landing and for my ankles. I like that because you work on landing, you work on unilateral pushing off the ground. So I like movements like that. Also did the forward skip and backwards. I'm sorry. Here you're gonna see the bear crawl. No, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. You're going to see the forward skip and backward skip first, and then you're going to see the bear crawl. Forward skip, backward skip. The reason I did it was because, again, just getting the hands and feet moving, getting the heart rate moving, ankles, landing, soft landing, and whatnot. Tabletop crawl. The reason I do the tabletop crawl is just full body, really. It mainly works on my backs, hips, and you focus on bracing and tensing the body up. Gorilla walk are the things you'll see me where, like, I'm in squat position, I push off the ground and I jump. Basically, that's basically just like a squat hold almost, but now it's a little more dynamic, and you're working your arms, your shoulders, your quads, landing on the ground. And walk in step twist, great for your back, great for your opening up your hips, and just full body motion, full body movement as well. Make sure when you do those, though, when you step, that hand, your eyes follow that hand up to the air. It really works on just working on your neck, rolling your neck. A big problem a lot of people have in like back pain is their neck is really tense. So if you loosen up your neck, you might see yourself having a little bit better mobility and maybe a little less back pain. Karaoke, just a basic sports warm up for your ankles. Getting the upper body a little bit loose. And then soldiers, I just like to do those because it stretches out my hamstrings, land on the floor, and it gets the quads going. And it's just a pretty basic sports warm up. We'll talk about the squat now, front squat. You'll typically see when I walk up to a front squat, you'll see some people like one of the guys I follow on Instagram, Lane Norton. He goes up to the bar when he deadlifts or squats, like he's gonna rip the bar off the ground or he's gonna kill someone. I like to go into my squats, any major lift or heavy lift I'm gonna be doing. Nice, cool, calm, and collected. I don't recommend that to anyone. Whatever works for you works for you. I usually don't work out with any music either. So I just feel a little more in control of the movement and myself when I do that. I don't like to allow music to pump me up or to rely on it. And I also don't want to rely on having to look like I want to kill someone as I'm going to make a heavy lift. So you'll typically see when I'm doing a squat, I only do front squats right now just because I think it's better for the quads, overall quad development I'm working on right now. Plus, I'm trying to master the front squat. And I'm doing a little bit heavier movement, but three basic things whenever I'm doing a front squat. I like to grip the floor. Make sure you feel the floor. Two, Make sure when you're lifting that bar off the rack, you have a nice and comfortable position. You don't want that. You want to have the bar in a nice tight grip. Some people go cross. They cross their hands. I go elbows up and I keep the bar in my two fingers, and I grip it really hard and allow my elbows to come up. So the elbows up, you'll notice as you go down and you pull your elbows up, it'll be a lot easier for you to push up. Two biggest thing that I make sure when I squat is I always make sure that I use my quads. I don't want to use my hamstrings. I don't want to use my lower back. And when you hear like people say use your quads, it's maybe like, all right, I don't really understand what you mean by that. Is honestly the biggest thing that has helped me with squats and front squats and building a strong front squat is just doing basic air squats and Bulgarian split squats, because you're able to really feel the movement a lot more and use your quads a lot more. You want to focus on, you don't want your knees caving in, obviously. So the biggest thing what I do is I always try and grip the floor really tight, and then when I push up, I focus on knees out. That video too much. I'm still trying to match that movement. I can't tell you anything about that movement, so I'm not really going to talk about it at all. But we can talk about these farmer carries, and this is the only gym that I've seen that has these that I've worked out at. I'm not really sure what they're called, but you load it on, and it's like carrying two extremely heavy water jugs in your hand, but with 45-pound plate attached to it. And the reason you probably have seen me do, and I've been advocating farmer carries for about 4 or 5 months now, is the reason I love them is because it works on a variety of things. It works on your grip strength. It works on your posture. It works on learning how to brace. It works on rolling your shoulders back. It works on your core. It works on your shoulders. It works on your biceps. It works on your forearms. It works on your legs as well too. It's just one of the best full body movements. Works on your traps. Oh, easily the only trap movement I do now. But it works so much, and it's such an underrated movement for just overall health. Like, this isn't a movement that's going to sculpt your body, but it's going to be a movement that's good for functional health and just overall health.